My name is Aisha Bubah. I'm a psychologist and a social entrepreneur. I am also the executive director of the Sunshine series, a mental health company with a non-profit arm called Eating My Health Initiative. So what we do is we provide therapy services for individuals, families, couples who are struggling with life challenges or maybe mental health issues. And we also extend those services to organizations where we provide employee wellness programs. The Boko Haram insurgency that affected my home state, Borno State, and also where I grew up, Kano State, changed the way I wanted to practice as a psychologist, because I saw how the trauma that we experienced from all the issues that came with it, how it wasn't much addressed, it wasn't given so much of attention, unlike physical safety, security and other things related to insurgency. So I wanted to be able to provide that form of psychosocial support to persons who have been exposed to any form of violence or traumatic experiences, and that was how my journey started as a psychologist. My first major obstacle was that of location, right? I needed to position myself in a place that would allow me to practice as a psychologist, to create the impact that I wanted to. So I had to attach myself with an already established organization that is in line with my vision. But that organization wasn't in my locality. It wasn't where I was based, so I had to travel. Being a young woman from the north, leaving her family behind and traveling all the way to another state to work was not a walk in the park. But thankfully, my parents trusted me to do the right thing, and that was my first journey. There were so many, of course, criticisms, so many, why would you do that? Why can't you find a job where you are at? But that traveling, that moving made all the difference in the work that I am currently doing. That was my major first obstacle. And then the second one is the fact that mental health is still a very heavily stigmatized sector in Nigeria, globally actually, but obviously it's more worse in some parts of the world. So imagine trying to tell people that you have a mental health. Every single person has a mental health, right? So you can expect that sometimes in your life you would experience mental health issues, and that is why we are there, to ensure that when that happens to you, we're there to support you. So when you say things like that to people, it always sounds like you're trying to insult them. So something interesting happened last year at the Mandela Washington Summit in Washington, D.C. Usually at the opening of the summit, the President of the United States of America gives an opening speech, and he was represented by one of his people from the State Department. And as he was giving his speech, he wanted to make reference to someone who is doing amazing work, and then he called me out on stage. It was really shocking, because even when my name was called, I was like, the person next to me had to tap, that's your name. And I was like, oh my goodness, I did not see that coming. And what stood out for me the most about that was the fact that all the people that were in the audience were young people from different parts of Africa who were doing amazing work, right? So for the fact that the work that we're doing in Nigeria was a topic of discussion in the office of the President of the United States, to get to a point where we're acknowledged on stage, that was humbling. That was really humbling for myself and for my team. I will tell her that it is not easy, but it is worth it. It is completely worth it, and just put your head down. As long as you're at peace with what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, put your head down and just go for it. My future aspirations are to see that every individual has access to affordable mental health services. So I want to see a world where everybody can thrive, because we have prioritized their mental health just as we have for physical health.
Highest things when it comes to those. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Your mom will understand. So she can provide those